as a family and as a community to lay Daunte to rest. And so much of the country has seen the tape. They have seen the video, but they don't know Daunte. What do you want people to know about your nephew?
Daunte was a shining light. He was a shining light. He was loved. He was a man in the making. He was somebody. He was human. He died. We can't understand why. Why did he have to die the way that he died? You know, my family have to still come to grips with that. You know, it's sad that it's just not my family in America. You know, because the color of our skin, our men, our young men, they're being murdered. And it's sad. We can't figure out why. We are such loving people. We are so loving. The Black community is very accepting, and we accept all. But to keep having our nephews, our sons, our fathers, our brothers and stuff taken from us for no reason at all is hard.
Naisha,
you know, unfortunately, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
No, please go ahead. You said unfortunately.
Unfortunately, you know, at this time, I have to be the voice for so many people. Not just for my family, not just for Daunte, even though they took my nephew's voice from him. But now I have to be the one to try to speak, to try and get it out there. You know, no more. We can't keep having this. We just want to be accepted. And today I have to go lay my nephew to rest on my mother's 60th birthday. My brother and my sister should not have to go through this. They should not have to go through this, nor should any other mother, father, or anyone have to go through an unjust murder like what happened.
Naisha, people hear your pain. They hear you as you were speaking for your family. There are so many questions about where things go from here. You know that Kim Potter, who is the now former police officer who shot your nephew, is out on bail. What do you want to see happen? What does accountability look like here to you?
I don't know how you feel. That's fine.
What does it look like to me? One, I would love to have my nephew. We would love to have him back. This young man means so much to us, so much to his mother, so much to his father. But we know we can't get that, right? So if we can get some type of justice because my nephew was murdered, we would love that. It would be a bittersweet moment, of course, because again, today we close that casket on my nephew. This is the last day that we can ever touch, we can ever see him.
Ben, we know
we can get something where other families don't have to go through this. See, people may see the pain, but you don't feel this pain. And this pain runs deep. And it's a difference. And I appreciate everyone. But no family should have to go through this again. No family. And that's what we want. We want to make sure that other families don't have to go through this. You know, I mean, come on. Why do we have to keep going through burying our babies? I sat up all night staring at the ceiling thinking, oh my gosh, this is really happening. Why do we have to keep going through this? I'm sorry.
Naisha, you do not need to apologize. And you make such an important point there because I think As people listen to you, they try to imagine your pain. And I imagine, quite frankly, it's too painful for them to continue imagining it. They get sort of a glimpse of what it might be, but that is what you are living right now. And we are hearing that, definitely. Ben, I want to ask you, because in this video, we hear the police officer alerting other officers that she is going to tase Daunte Wright, and yet we are watching and we see she is not holding a taser, she is holding a gun, and instead she shot him. How you mistake a taser for a gun is very hard to comprehend, but it appears in this case that she did that. Does that make the actions that led to Daunte Wright's death complicated here as far as the legal process will go?
Well, you know, unfortunately, we live in a legal process that always tries to justify the unjustifiable killings of black people in America, unarmed black people. And I honestly believe, Brianna, that when it's marginalized minorities, especially black people, police engage in the most excessive use of force. This was for a minor traffic violation about a tag not being registered, even though during the pandemic, there was a memo that many people tags were not registered because they couldn't do it. It was shut down. So once again, we have a traffic stop leading to a death sentence of a black person, and this whole notion that we tase or we arrest black people when there are minor misdemeanors is a reason that leads to deadly consequences.
Now, Yesha, I know you said a week ago that this former officer held the gun in front of her for a long time, that clearly she should have known the difference. Do you think that this was a mix-up? Do you think that if Daunte were white, that he would not have even been tased? How do you see what happened?
Exactly.
I will tell you like this. We all know the difference. A taser's bright yellow, just as bright as my nails, okay? A gun is just as black as the clothes that you see me wearing. Mm-hmm. So for the 30 seconds, you hold something out in front of you for 30 seconds and tell me within that 30 seconds, you're not gonna look down at your hands not at least one time? When there are different safety things that you have to unleash before you shoot a gun, before you shoot a taser, okay? My grandmother, my father, I have so many family and law enforcement. My grandmother is a retired sheriff of over 28 years. I've seen her come home plenty of nights with her gun on her side and everything. There's no mistaking.
Yeah. And Brianna, just the weight of it. You got a gun that weighs 2.5 pounds, 2.6 pounds. The taser weighs 8 ounces. The gun is on your dominant side. You have to remove a button to get the gun out. Your taser is on your non-dominant side. It's shaped different. You have to do certain things to a taser to engage it. It is so troubling that you have, yet again, another unarmed black person. We have Oscar Grant's family coming to the funeral. Over a decade ago, he was killed, blown in. His head was blown off. The officer, while he was handcuffed, talking about he was trying to tase him. Why were you even trying to tase him? He's face down and handcuffed. And so, yet again, we're continuing with these justifications of unjustified killings. In America, we can do better. We can have better policing in America. That's why we pray that President Biden goes through with his promise to George Floyd's family that we will get this George Floyd Justice and Policing Act passed.